everybody, it's Dave here. Well, hopefully my microphone's working because it's windy out here. We have decided to take a day trip to a place called Little Pan. It's Little Pan staging area, and it's an OHV area, but you can also camp in here. You'll see people behind me camping in their campers. This is a great place to come out for the day to ride if you want to ride, or you can camp and hike around. There's lots of hiking. It's part of Table Mesa Recreation Area, and it's a beautiful day, just a little breezy. But I'll show you around, and there's a lot of cool things around here to see. So if you ever get out this way, there's some old ruins, some Hohokam ruins and stuff on the other side of the river. Not too far, maybe like a mile or two from here, over that hill. There's also an old town that I'll tell you about later in the video. Kind of an old town that was created back in the late 1870s, part of the mining town of Tip Top Mine, and Gillette was a place where they brought the ore to take it up to Prescott, down to Phoenix. So I'll tell you more about it in the video. You like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that little bell on the side so you'll be notified when I put out more videos in the future. So let's show you around Little Pan.
So someday when my ship comes in, I know just what we'll do. We'll pack our bags and quit our jobs and have a holiday for two. We'll pack our bags and quit our jobs and have a holiday for two.
Hey everybody, it's Dave here. Oh, please excuse the little smudge on my window. Didn't even notice it until I started doing the videos. But what you're going to do is when you get off I-17, you're going to take Table Mesa Road and I-17, and then you're going to go west on Table Mesa Road. You can also go east. There's some places to boondock and also off-road as you go on the east side. But we're going to go west on Table Mesa Road, and then you're going to take the frontage road over here. And pretty soon, as you come around the frontage road, it's going to turn to dirt road. And you're going to see some offloading areas. If you're just offloading, there's several offloading places that you can offload on the way. But we're going to be heading to Little Pan staging area today. And this is a great spot to go if you want to camp. It's BLM land. You can camp there. You can also off-road, offload your ATVs and off-road around, hike. Tammy likes to do rock collecting. You can do that too. It's all BLM land. And there's a lot of cool things to see once you get parked there. If you've got an ATV or a Jeep or a vehicle with four-wheel drive and good clearance, there are some really cool things to see. There's an Indian ruins. I'll show you on the map here where the Indian ruins is. It's Indian Fort, it says. It's actually a part of an old Hohokam ruins. There's another one farther down the river that's even bigger. Then there's another place you can go back here called Tip Top, which is an old mining community. I understand, but I'm not positive that Tip Top is closed right now. Somebody has purchased the town and is doing some mining back there, so I'm not sure if you can still get back in there or not. So you might want to check ahead of time to see if that's if you're able to get back into Tip Top. At one time, it had 500 people that lived there back in the 1880s. It was one of the largest towns in Arizona, if you can believe that. So you're going to take this road. This is part of Table Mesa Recreation Area. You're going to take this dirt road and just keep going. You might want to log this in on your GPS or Google Maps. It'll take you there. And like I said, off the side, you're going to see some offloading areas. On one of those plateaus over there, you see those two mountains right over there? Mm-hmm. There's an Indian fort up on top of it with old ruins and stuff.
Okay.
Not the one that we went to over here, but there's another one over there.
Okay.
Now the road is smooth all the way to the Little Pan area. The road is really nice. It's no worse than the one we've had worse roads. Asher's Lake.
Oh, this is way better than that road.
That was like
Yeah, this is way. Yeah, you could do the RV on this road, not lying.
We were just talking about the road to Asher's Lake last summer, and it was rough compared to this. And that was like 4.5 miles of washboard. So when you come into the offloading area and camping area, you can either turn to the left or to the right. You can go either way. There's areas to park on both sides, as you'll see in just a minute. Now the stay limit here is 14 days. They also have an area where kids can practice on their ATVs. They have a practice area. Have a lot of nice areas here with gravel, with even some fire rings. You'll see some fire rings on the ground. And once we get parked, we're going to offload and have some fun. It's a little breezy, but there's a lot of people out here. Some of them have just offloaded for the day, and some people have come out and camped in their toy haulers and campers and stuff and tents. Lots of room. Little fire pits out here. There's even a restroom over there, and it's really not too bad. It's fairly clean. I took use of it just a minute ago. Now over on the other side of that hill right there, kind of west of here, probably about a mile and a half, go over the hill, there's a little town, an old ghost town called Gillette or Gillette. I'm not sure which it is, because one spelling is incorrect. It has an E on the end. That's not the correct spelling. It should have no E on the end. But a lot of people spell it with the E, so it just looks like Gillette. But that's an old town that was like built back in 1876, 77, up until 1885, and then they shut it down because the mine, Tip Top Mine, shut down. But I was reading up on it. Gillette was one of those towns that had like 6 or 7 stagecoach robberies back in the 1800s because of all the ore, and it was Tip Top was a silver mine, and all the ore that came out of there was taken to Gillette. There's part of the trail. You can see those ATVs over there in the distance. Up that way is Crown King. That's kind of northwest. And over that way is Table Mesa Road, is kind of over that way. And all this area is BLM land. You could camp anywhere out here you want. This area is just nice because it's already pre-made. On the way in, we passed a cement factory. I see over that way, east of here, if you go up a little bit, is Black Canyon City, which really isn't that far from here. You just can't see it from here. I'll get up in the air and show you around too. It's a little breezy though, but it is nice. It's like 65, 68. Take my new little ride out here. I got it all tucked away in the dark there. There it is. Pull it out here in a minute and get it all ready to ride. But I'm going to do a little riding, show you some trails around here. Tammy will probably walk around and do some rock collecting. That's what she likes to do. And we might hop on together and check out Gillette over there. This is a popular area too with the Jeep clubs. They'll come out here and they'll set up tables, and then they'll have big barbecues and stuff out here, and then all the Jeepers will come out with their Jeeps and they'll ride the trails around, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a nice little area to kind of camp in big groups and stuff too. And of course, a lot of people just come out to offload here, and we're gonna offload the quad and have lunch a little bit later. And maybe I'll ride around and show you some of the trails. Lots of trails. Beautiful. It's about 3,200 feet here, I think, if I remember right. It's 3,000 feet. Oh, maybe a little higher than that. All right, it's time to get the quad ready. Here we go. Hey, I hope you enjoyed the music there. That was a song called Shepherd Lead Us. It's on a new collection I'm working on my digital doxology webpage on YouTube. Check it out. So I decided to take a little ride and see what it was like. And this whole entire ride was about an hour. So if you want to watch the whole complete ride, check back in a couple days. I'll post the whole video on here of the entire ride. But this is kind of a condensed version for you, just to give you a feel what the trail was like to get from Little Pan to Gillette. So you want to go to the take the southern exit here of Little Pan, and then you're going to make a right back on the trail that you were on when you came in. Right there. Right away it started getting kind of bumpy, but I don't think anybody couldn't. This would be a trail that you wouldn't have any trouble on if you took your time, if you had good ground clearance, like a 4x4 with some good ground clearance. There were a few spots where it got kind of bumpy, like right in here. In fact, it got so bumpy, my camera mount on the camera just kept going forward and forward and forward till I was getting a good view of the ground right here. So I stopped in a minute and moved the camera back up so you could see. But it was actually kind of good because you can see what the road looks like here. Really not too bad, nothing scary, just bumpy. In fact, I ran into some people coming the other way on quads with some little kids. So it's not a bad trail, just a little bumpy. Take your time, don't be in a hurry, and you'll be just fine. And lots of room. Here's where I fixed my camera. It's a bumpy road. Yes, it was bumpy, all right. And really, the road's pretty wide, so if you did run into somebody coming, you'd have plenty of room. Just scoot over and give them room to pass. A few places where it might, like in here, was a little bit challenging. You just kind of pick your line and where you're going to travel. It wasn't until I got to the river that I had a little bit of hesitancy because of I didn't know how deep the water was going to be. But it wasn't bad. This is all part of the Agua Fria river. So there's times when this river really does come through here, especially after the winter rains, when we get a lot of the snows and it melts down and comes down through here, or in the summer monsoon season. It can really flood through here in the monsoon season, so you have to be careful. In fact, you'll see an abandoned vehicle here on the other side on the right. I have a feeling that they've got caught down there in the monsoon season or something and couldn't get out. So once you cross over the river, go up on the other side, and you're going to turn to the left and go around, and you'll be right there's Gillette. This is actually the area where Gillette was. There's not much left. I looked around for some ruins and really couldn't find anything. Most of what's going on right now is a mining operation you'll see just ahead of me as I stop here. This is Gillette. All right. I'm going to go back to Little Pan, and I'm going to see if I can go a different way to get across the river. Wish me luck. It might be a little bit easier, so I'm going to try it that way. That other way was a little bit rough, especially going up the hill, but I want to see if there's a little smoother way to go through. So hang on, here we go. Well, sure enough, it was easier. In fact, a lot easier. And off to the left, you can see some of the area that's marked off no trespassing, because that's all private property now. Whoever bought the town of Gillette is doing some mining in there, so you don't want to mess around and go over there. Whether there's ruins or not, I didn't want to go over there and try to find out. I just thought it'd be better to stay away. Watch the signs and keep out. But if you do go on this road and stay on it and go the other direction, there's that Indian ruins up there that are kind of cool up on the hill. And this wasn't too bad at all either. I didn't even get my feet wet. just a fun ride. It's about an hour altogether. And this was kind of fun because I could pour on the gas. Clean my ATV. I bring my leaf blower.
Keeping the dust out of the trailer.
Yeah.
Good idea.
There's still a little water from when I went across the river. Just a little bit of.
Nice.
All right. Time to load it up. Alright, all loaded up and ready to go home. That was fun. That's beautiful out here today. Well, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell. Safe travels, everybody. Have a fun time wherever you're at and whatever you're doing. See you later. Bye. Here we go.